Hi, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to SmackPack. Tim and Joel Pod. Talk about wrestling. At least the wrestling I've seen. It's been a busy week. Saw a lot of wrestling. A lot of it good. Almost all of it. Great. I don't know. What are your feelings, Joel Pearl?
My first question is, why didn't you put on the Scottish brogue when you said, "Hey, all you cool kits and kits"? I can't do it.
Well, like you can't say cats and kittens, cool cats and kittens. I can't do a Scottish brogue, so.
But what you can do is leave a like on the video if you're watching us on YouTube. 5-star reviews on any audio platform that you listen on helps us immensely. If you're catching us for the first time because maybe you saw me doing the Smackdown review with Jeremy Lambert over on Fightful this past week, welcome. It's good to have you. We hope to see you. Get in the chat. Hang out with us. That's what we do. We're Tim and Joel. We're here every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern before NXT. And we're also here every Sunday at noon Eastern before, nothing else happens during the day. We got a pay-per-view, though.
Yeah,
we got that.
Big news tonight. Big times. Got the fans back. Curious to see what the Money in the Bank set's gonna look like.
I'll give you a hint. A lot like the Smackdown set.
Yeah, I figured that all of the sets now look like that. Which, you know what? I'm a huge fan. I like it. It's sleek, and the video packages they put together for this stuff look awesome as hell. Like.
You and I are production guys. Like, we like our slick graphics and our slick presentations. It doesn't have to be set pieces and design all the time. So I think you're right. Like, it looks really good. It's a really easy set up and tear down for the tech crews. They're not having to, carry out a giant fist every week or having to put together. They just got to put together a Tron and raise it. Like, it's a lot easier. The only thing I expected was not to have the vinyl flooring for the wrap. And instead,
Yeah, but even that I kind of like. It's a bit glossy. There is room to add more screens, but that might be like a bit too bright and like more difficult to manage camera-wise. Like it might wash out some stuff. That's my only concern with like an LED floor as well as that enormous screen. The glossy black is cool, actually. And I like that it's just a big open slab, right? There's a lot of room to do some cool stuff out there in the future. Hey, we just got a new subscriber. That's the first time I've seen that Otis gif.
It's very dated.
Yeah, it's quite dated. No longer is Otis a fun boy. I'm really digging this new set, and the video packages really work with it, right? That's the thing that makes it really, really function. Once I saw Rey and Dominic come out, and like just the giant Rey heads behind him, I thought that it popped a lot, and it looked really good. So I love it. And that's the thing. They could do this for every single show, and the versatility of that backing screen, they don't need to mix it up. I don't need big fists anymore. It's kind of gone out of... That stuff's gone out of style. Like, I don't know. It looks dated. It's from a different era, and I think the style du jour is sleek, minimalist design. So
it's also tougher to upkeep in HD because I don't think a lot of people understand that when they were doing the old Tron, when they were doing the fist and all that, all those set pieces, like, they got to be, again, set up, tore down. They go through the ringer, they get cut, they get broken, they got to resolder them, things like
patched and stuff. Yeah, you see every bit of that in 4K. Like, when you look at some films, like, you really see the artifice when you're watching like 60 frame per second Blu-ray type high definition stuff. Like, you see how fake everything is, and I don't think people really understand that it doesn't hold up with how good video quality is anymore. And those giant set pieces, you're going to see every single scar that thing's ever had.
Right, exactly. So moving forward, it looks like we'll see that that kind of concave SmackDown set. And I think I said it on the post show. I think they'll reverse it for the Raw set. It'll kind of convex. It'll come out. And
exactly.
Yeah, it'll be rounded outwards. We'll see on Monday. I mean, we got Money in the Bank tonight, and we'll give our predictions very soon. I see someone in the chat asking about an update on Cena's return. Well, I'll tell you now, it's coming very, 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 very soon. Talking like in the next couple of weeks, we'll see.
So
maybe less than that. But the big return actually that's coming up is potentially Monday. Fightful Select had it first. Bill Goldberg.
Oh.
On his way back. The talk is Raw. The talk is Bill Goldberg at SummerSlam. Comes back this coming Monday on Raw. Tim, Raw thoughts. Let me know. How do you feel, Goldberg?
versus Lashley, I don't care at all. Spear versus Spear, because too many football dudes do the spear. I'm sick of it. It's the lamest crap.
We're seeing that right now, aren't we, with the spears? Because we're
Yeah,
gonna see that tonight.
it's always spear versus spear, because it's like, again, it's the choose a finisher you can do to everybody. And it's like, I don't know, when you are an enormous dude who's in the gym more hours than you are sleeping, like, do something more interesting. Like Goldberg does the jackhammer, but he can't do the jackhammer anymore, so now it's gonna be all spear. So.
Well, Lashley's got the master lock now anyway, the hurt lock.
Yeah, exactly.
So. But you bring in Goldberg, you have him potentially wrestle Lashley at SummerSlam. Going into our predictions for Money in the Bank, there are a bunch of Raw superstars who could potentially win the briefcase and maybe cash in right away. You just had Goldberg lose a match to Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. Do you really want to have Goldberg go 0-2 to start the year? Is that what we're doing? Because again, the idea of Goldberg coming back, twice a year is that it potentially builds talent. It gives him something to do in his contract, but you can't just beat him all the time, because then it lessens the quality of him showing up.
Unless they're over him and they're just ready to build Lashley with him. But like, I don't know. I feel you'd go younger for that, right? Like you'd want to build a very young star by having him beat Goldberg. Lashley doesn't need it, but I also don't want to see Goldberg with the title, because once again, he'll come out, he'll say 4 words poorly on one Raw 1 week out of the month, and then show up for the pay-per-view. Like that's how they build with him, and I don't enjoy it at all, because it's nothing.
The only way it works is if Goldberg defeats Lashley after a hot match, and out comes Bro in the Bank, Riddle and Goldberg. They make him do it because remember Goldberg and Riddle had their spat a couple of years ago. They play that up. They do it, or you do Brock. Brock and Goldberg is really tired and we're over it. But again, with Riddle in there, and I hate evoking his name because people know why. That's the only way that Goldberg or Brock or both make sense in this capacity.
Yeah, and I just don't see Riddle winning that match. So I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll get to our predictions instead. For now, let's focus our stuff to SmackDown. Fans are back.
Oh, and
boy.
You know what? Oh my God! Like this last year and a half has been a thing, because I choked up when with Edge's entrance. Like it was wild.
It was wild.
Like feeling that oh man, it hit me, and like I didn't expect it to. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so. I was really, really shocked to see that big of a reaction. I knew we'd get one, and then I brought it up on the post show that were they doing it because they love Edge and he's over, or were they doing it because they were in Houston where Edge also made his return at the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago? Yeah, or I guess it was a year ago. So I think it's more the former. I think he's over. I do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It was a combination of things, like that cool ass set. Edge's music specifically hits. It's a good entrance piece. Yeah. Is it Alter Bridge? It's one of those guys. Yeah. And just Edge, like it was hype. Felt good. It was good to see like a loud crowd, even though they're still piping in stuff. Like it was good to see something that made sense.
Do you think that they were piping in boos for Roman?
Yeah, it sounded like it at one point.
I think the crowd cheered instinctively because they liked the character, and then they changed it when they realized, oh right, bad guy.
It's fun. It's good to see that like people do play along quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
like it is really good to see that. So
people play along when the story is right.
Yeah,
like they'll play along. They're not going to be like, oh, I hate the son of like people like Seth Rollins. People don't like this Seth Rollins. When it was Roman was a good guy, it was I can't stand this character. The guy's whatever. I don't care. It was ambivalence. So it was just boo. It was like because wrestling fans we just boo anything that we don't like. Period.
Yeah, which is rare. I do appreciate that from wrestling, because like I go to any theater show and it's a standing ovation for every production, and it's like Like, right. It'd be great. It'd be better if we could reserve that for like things that really evoke like strong feelings. And yeah, like we should play into their hands when they're doing the right thing, and just like be merciless live when it's not any good. like back early, like when John Cena was like the child, like the star for children, and he was just getting booed constantly with the spinner belt and all that. I was like, yeah, fine.
And now they're all gonna cheer him soon.
Yeah, which, like, I don't know, he's fine. Again, I'm not a nostalgia guy. Once you leave, you can leave. I don't care, but it's okay.
Go leave and read your Mandarin, learn your Mandarin, and tell people all about the wonders of Taiwan.
Yeah.
6-man tag then happens, and a good match. Again, everyone, the crowd was so hot, didn't matter what they did, they just kind of went. And they just kind of went with it and enjoyed it. The match was good. There was nothing that, like, there was nothing. Listen, we talked about Dominic Mysterio getting all of the offense and all of the moves put on him. Like, they beat the shit out of Dominic.
Yeah.
They powerbombed him on a table. They gave him everything. And, you know, luckily he wasn't the one to get the win. In fact, that team lost.
Yep.
But
no, I think they made the right call.
match.
It was a fun match. The powerbomb spot was good, and then followed quickly by the acknowledge me.
Yes.
But I mean, the showcase of this match was definitely the McMahon coming out doing his weird old man billionaire shit, and then immediately transitioning into Roman's entrance, which was very good and indulgent. Like, it was the entrances that really were the focus of this match, the return to fans. This was the match itself was just like, here's all your stars, but the main part of this segment is the entrances. Although what I did find weird was them reverting back to Roman's theme after, like, for the commercial break. Like, we came back and Roman's doing like a little parade around the ring with the title, and I was like, that's an odd choice. But
it felt like, and I haven't like heard anybody in the arena yet, and that's actually something that Wade's good for. So when he does his post show, he usually brings on someone who was at the arena, and I've done that a couple times. But anyway, that is something that they typically do during the break. If they do a promo, right, they'll have someone cut a promo and get some heat or whatever, get the buzz. I assume that's what they did. They had Paul cut a promo. Roman hasn't spoken yet in front of fans. Maybe that's going to be on Friday next week because of tonight's match against Edge.
Yeah.
Either way, I did find it a little strange too that they came back and suddenly they went from like hot crowd cheering for Edge and the Mysterios, and suddenly it was Roman's theme and they were doing the parade of champion. It was very strange.
Yeah.
Whatever. Either way, match ends. Jay pins Jay pins Ray, gets hold of the tights, which, spoiler alert, they're not going to win the championships tonight at the kickoff show. Sorry.
They might have been, but I don't think they are now.
Now they're not. And next thing you know, you got the Edge and Roman kind of beat down and the steel chair. It's your favorite
and the spear out of nowhere.
That's right. Your favorite move.
I like Moose's. You know what? Moose gets to do the spear. He's the only, and he's a football guy. He's the only one who's allowed to do it now. Screw everyone else's spear.
Moose does the flip when he does
the little flip. Give me a little flip. Put a little pizzazz on it, you know?
Speaking of pizzazz, Finn Balor. How do you feel?
Oh, this popped me. I like such a weird. I'm into these two. Like, let's do this.
So what happens? We get Sammy comes out and he starts cutting You People promo because fans are back.
Yeah, and he sounds like, oh man, he at one point it sounded like the end of Fuck the Police, where it's like, I want justice.
It's probably what he was listening to on the way out.
He was definitely like it felt like a reference to it, the way he was delivering that line. He sounds like the faux cop. But
oh man. So yes, he says it's still a conspiracy against me. I still should have been a Money in the Bank. In fact, they should have given me. They should go out there. They should hand me Money in the Bank. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe they should. Maybe they really should. And all of a sudden, Finn's music hits. He comes out, the man with 10 abs. And next thing you know, we got Finn and Cesaro. Not Cesaro. Finn and Sammy. Cesaro is next on my run. Yeah, that was okay, fine. I'm happy to see Finn Balor back. I hope he is given a much more serious push this time on SmackDown. Why not?
You know what this feels like? This episode of SmackDown honestly kind of felt like the Raw after WrestleMania type thing, where they transitioned quite a few things and set up new feuds for a lot of people. Like that's a few of things with that happened. So it's good to see, because this was solid. And Finn said nothing. He just came out and drop kicked him, and like, it's good.
That's all he had to do. And he was the only big return on the SmackDown. And I'm happy about that.
Spread him out.
Everyone was saying, everyone was saying, oh, it's going to be Becky. It's going to be Sasha. It's going to be this person. It's going to be that person. I'm just like, no. I don't think you guys get it. It's the fans are back. That's like news item 1.
Yeah.
News item 1A is going to be, we're going to bring back this person, and no, it's not John Cena. No, it's not Brock. No, it's not an S tier. It's going to be one of NXT's best. And I'm very happy that it's been.
This is, this is how you do things nowadays. You have to stay current. It's why you see, like, on Spotify, remix after remix after they release a song, things like that. Like, you have to spread this out because you have to be constantly making headlines. So
yeah,
you can't do it all in one night.
Speaking of headlines, oh boy. Schnoxy take on Tamina and Natalya one more time. This time they consider it a number 1 contenders match. Now, that's not the point of this whole thing. Our news item is Liv and Zelina Vega.
The worst thing on the show, the absolute worst part of this show was having to listen to them.
It was awful, Tim. I muted the sound.
It was so annoying. Why are they so annoying?
It was the timbre of their voice. More than anything.
It's that Fran Drescher kind of nasal, whiny, like the two of them just, and none of them having anything interesting to say. Like both sides' talking points were awful.
Yeah,
like I don't care.
Just
I want them both to
bicker.
lose. Yeah.
Exactly. It did not make me want either of them to win. In fact, it made me want both of them to go down and lose the worst of all 8 women in this match.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
not good.
Again, I don't know, man. Liv stands come at me. I don't get it.
They were cheering Liv. They were happy to see Liv.
People love Liv.
During the break.
I don't get it.
It's one of those Liv's been with the company for so long. Liv's been working so hard. Liv's been off TV and on TV and off TV and on TV, blah blah blah. It's one of those things.
They released the wrong one.
Oh no. Liv stands. I didn't say it. Zelina Vega. Listen, I'll tell you something. When she loses to Toni Storm next week at Rolling Loud Festival in Miami.
Okay. Rolling Loud doesn't make any sense to have Toni Storm there. Like, I looked at that festival. It's in Miami, and it is a very hip-hop festival. Why would you have Toni... So you're banking on Vince being an out-of-touch old billionaire?
No.
No?
I don't want to say it.
Okay.
There's a certain look that Toni Storm has that a lot of people tend to comment on.
Say no more.
And I'm not, believe me, friends, I don't like going there. It's still a show me business. It's still an athletic business. And she's a great human being. She's a very nice person. And I feel like I have to preface this. There is one thing in particular that people are going to stare at when she comes out.
Anyway, they didn't 50-50 this. That's good.
Yes, they did. Well, no, it's bad because
it's bad?
It's bad because Schnoxy got the pin twice. So when they go after Natty and Tamina for the tag titles, Natty and Tamina are going to retain. So why do you bring in Schnoxy? Why do you bring in Shotzi and Tegan Knox? Why bring them in to replace the Bailey thing? And then you have Toni Storm coming in 2 weeks when you're trying to put Money in the Bank together. And instead you have, what do? You do Carmella goes and faces Bianca this week and apparently next week, which is another problem.
What? Again?
Yeah, we'll get there. It's dumb. But you get Carmella, who had lost 2 in a row, and now she's getting the title shot. And like they tried to explain it away, and I was like, fine, good enough. But why do you bring in 3 women? You haven't even gotten one of them yet. Why did you bring in 3 women to replace one woman who was top of your card, and you still put them in the wrong spots? Because they should have been somewhere in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, this doesn't. Yeah, instead of the tag champs, and the tag champs could have fought literally anyone who had already been on the roster, like. The feud they had already started building.
and I still think there's and I'm not going to spoil it with Money in the Bank, but like I still think there is a possibility that one person named Liv doesn't make it to the match. Yeah. And that same person feuds with the person who was holding her back the entire time going into Money in the Bank. I still think that's a possibility. But what you could have done to at least fill out or at least figure out who was going to face Bianca this past Friday was the week before have all of the participants in Money in the Bank from the SmackDown side already announced, but that's not the point. Yeah. Have the people who were announced have a triple threat match, a 4-way match, whichever, to determine the number 1 contender. And the winner is out of Money in the Bank and put into that match this past Friday.
Yeah,
Instead, they just gave it away.
Yeah, and then I was surprised. I didn't read anything. I didn't see anything. I was like, oh, I thought this would happen on the pay-per-view, but I guess Carmella's doing this now. Her entrance is better now with the giant screen, by the way.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
No stupid sheet thing with the wrong angles. But like, why do it? Why do it this week? I get why they did it, but like, it felt weird. Like, it could have been on the pay-per-view still. They could have just had like exactly what you said, built it up with a different competitor to squash, and now we're doing the match again. Apparently, you said why?
Yeah. So first of all, the match was really, really good. Bianca,
it was great. It was excellent.
Match. Again, we went off on it on the post show about how good it was, and seeing Carmella grow the way that she has as a performer and also as a leader, because, like I said, the heel normally runs the match. They're the one who call the spots, and to have Bianca Carmella do it like that, great. It would have been a lot better if we didn't have to run this back next week, because they didn't bring back Sasha this week, which again, this counterbalances what I was saying, or goes against what I said. They're not going to bring everyone back this week. But they shouldn't. They couldn't have done it this way. The whole point of them redoing this match is that they'll redo the entire finish again with the hair flip, or the hair whip and the KOD, and that's the pin, and then Sasha Banks comes out. That's all we're doing this for. But we don't have to do it twice. They could have done a Bianca promo, for God's sake.
She could have just come out and talked. Like, that's a thing you can do. Yeah, I don't know. Like, you can see that a lot of people still don't watch NXT though, because the Tegan and Shotzi stuff, they did not get a huge pop. So it was just like, oh, okay.
I think they'll get there. They will. Like you said, they're not watching en masse, but come on, man, they're two girls in a tank. Why can't you like that?
I don't know. If I was there, I'd be like, okay, weirdo.
Why can't you like this video? Why can't you subscribe to us here?
Why can't you do it?
Why can't you do that?
Maybe you give out a howl before you do it.
That's right. Otis and Cesaro. Why did we do this? What was the point of this?
Set up a new feud.
But why do you do the match? Why the match?
Because why not? It was fine. It's to cement. Well, one, the clear number one goal of this match was to sell Alpha Academy merch for the Academy. Which they said 800 times. Like, that was clear. Then they were both wearing their new shirt. Like, they had to cement that part of their characters. They now shout for the Academy. We know that. Character development. And to continue to push Otis to be like a mean son bitch. Like, he's just like, you have the mouthpiece of Chad Gable, and then you have Otis, who's just this like vicious brute now. So, yeah.
Here's my problem. Why would you put it in the ring when you could have just had the beatdown happen in the back and then done the match next week?
I think it's because they've done a lot of that with Otis, so they wanted to just mix it up and
keep building that. Keep building that, as Otis is going to get you backstage because he's afraid of you in the ring. Whatever it is, I don't care. Beat him, make him a heel, make him a kick-ass heel, and they don't have to just bring it to the ring so that he can do the exact same thing and have Gable DQ for no reason.
No. The reason
stupid.
The reason they did that was to get a swing in front of a crowd. That's why it happened, right? Like,
of course. And we talked about in the post show. They went off on that swing because they showed you the preview. They basically set it up for you, and it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's fine. I like this as a feud. At least it keeps Cesaro in the TV picture, as does it, like, along with Otis, who I really like. So
okay, the Corbin Fund. Man, I like that.
I, like Corbin, have not shaved my head in a couple days because I've been busy doing some construction stuff.
Corbin comes out. He's got spaghetti on his shirt. I presume it's mom's spaghetti. He's
canned spaghetti. No, it's what his 2-year-old daughter is grown ill consuming, which is such a messed up thing to joke about. Like,
God damn, he's poor.
He's neglecting his child. Like,
Modulation Central.
Man.
Anyway, he's poor. Anyway, that's the joke now. And so what does he say? He said, I only need $100,000. First of all, he's ripping on wrestlers making GoFundMes, which I love. Because whenever a wrestler makes a GoFundMe for literally anything, other wrestlers will inevitably donate like an absurd amount of money. Like, Chris Jericho will come in and be like, here's $250,000. Go and do your thing. Happy birthday. Tony Khan is just like, how much do you need? Let's do it. Cody Rhodes. Now they're all AEW guys. I'm sorry. That's just the first ones I think of. Cody Rhodes will be like, here's $1,000. Joey Janela will give $500.
GoFundMe is just such a sad thing to me. It's just like the American medical system is broken, and this is ridiculous because that's what 90% of them end up being for wrestlers. Like,
yeah, we don't have to deal with that because we're Canadian.
Because we're like covered. Most of the world. Anyway,
it's comedy. Corbin comes not the GoFundMe. Corbin.
Yeah.
Corbin comes out, does the GoFundMe thing, and out comes KO. KO doesn't say a word. The second Corbin puts his hand on KO's chest, I'm like, oh, here it comes. He looks at it. I'm like, oh, he's doing the Stone Cold thing. You don't touch the man. And then he just gives him the stunner, and that's it. Out comes a four-way. First of all, it was 20 to the hour, and I was like, oh, they're going to give this match a ton of time. And then it turns out, no, they didn't. They gave the entrances and the Corbin fun spot a ton of time.
The entrances were so long, and then like the Boo, they had to give time for Boogs to do his thing.
Oh yeah. So, what do you think? Boogs watch this week.
It started off okay. They still have issues with the proximity of the wireless transmitter.
Oh, is it cutting out again? I noticed that.
Just very briefly at the start. He did his leaping, I think it was an A, just like an A5 like power chord that just sounded like crap. Then he didn't play for a while. It was wonderful to hear the fans sing along to Shinsuke's theme. And Shinsuke has weird timing on that drop. It always looks wrong to me every single time. I've seen it live and it doesn't look well timed. Like I don't get it.
I enjoyed it. He has the timing. It's fun.
He's early on it. He goes down and then the music cuts.
Because the whole idea, the music is there, because everyone's supposed to react with it. You're supposed to react with the drop.
It was good. It was a good entrance. It's just very long. Boogs was fine. I mean, the thing is, what is now the draw is watching McAfee for the live audience with this.
Oh my God.
That's 100% what it is. McAfee is so over as a commentator. It's incredible to watch the stark contrast between Adnan Virk at the time and then what Pat McAfee has become, because they came in around the same time. Like, it's crazy. It's wonderful to see because Pat McAfee's killing it.
Someone just DM'd me with the Reddit thread and said, I don't get it. And I opened the thread and I'm like, oh, this guy's a very well-known like kayfabe account. And they're like, oh, I get it now. It was something about, I didn't even read the thread. I just looked at the username and I was like, oh no, I get this. Speaking of which, Seth stands tall. KO goes off the ladder. What is this going to do for Sunday? What's this going to do for tonight? Money in the Bank.
Neither one of them win.
Okay. All right. Well, glad we made this discussion.
But like, damn, Seth was good, and I'm finally into this character. Like watching him come out with the entrance now, like he's just like such an off his rocker type arrogant guy that like I feel like this is after the turmoil of the Monday Night Messiah stuff. I feel like he's settled into a version of that I actually enjoy. That isn't too overwrought. Like it's a simple concept, but his dumb smile is so good. Like just his entrance with the fans and the video and his big dumb smile. Like I'm into this Seth. Like I really am. So it was good to see him get the win here because it was 3 baby faces and him. And like I think he needed to win this because like I said, I don't think he's gonna win I don't think he's gonna win tonight, but he is gonna be facing Edge shortly after.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Again, when we get to our picks, we'll give the case for everybody and whether or not it could work. But I found it interesting. Seth stands tall with the briefcase. They're doing the Edge thing. You got KO. KO ripped KO ripped Seth, I should say, off the ladder to get to that big spot where he dropped the elbow. It was good. Like the match was good. It was a short match, but at least
like great spots. Like the finish was excellent too. Like that ladder stomp was.
And it built a lot of sympathy for Big E, which I liked. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people want to see it. Let's talk about Slammiversary, unless you have anything else from SmackDown that you want to.
No, that it was. I think it was overall a very strong show, and it's good to have the fans back by quite a bit.
Do you think it's something that continues on with the fans being the reason that people continue to watch? Is that going to go away?
I think it might boost things, not an astronomical amount, but I think it might keep interest a little bit higher because there for some people I've talked to, watching it. Like more casual fans watching it without an audience was too far in like the uncanny realm. Like it just felt really uncomfortable for them. Less so with the piped in stuff, but by that point you'd already alienated a lot of people, so it was a little bit too weird. I think it'll draw a small portion of people back.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I think it'll bring some people back. They got to get the creative sorted, though. If they don't, we're SOL. We're screwed.
Yeah, especially when AEW is doing such a strong job of that lately. So.
Yep. Well, let's get into Slammiversary. Unless you want to talk AEW first.
Well, I didn't watch Fyter Fest yet.
That's fine. You'll get there.
You can spoil it for me though. Let's dive into AEW and you spoil it all for me, and we'll talk a little bit about it.
That's fine. We'll do a little bit of AEW talk. I'm sure the chat will pipe in because it felt like a lot of our chat was really into AEW this week. Yeah. And I was too. I enjoyed it. Fyter Fest
as they should be, because every week it's been very solid for the last little while. Like I'm really digging what AEW is putting, and it looks like their ticket sales are like hitting it. I think they might actually be developing into some competition. Oh, you're not. You're on the WWE stand side.
No, I'm not. I'm on the let's not talk about tickets because we're bored about talking about rating side. My general feeling is this. Yes, I think it's great that AEW continues to sell out arenas. I think that's great. I want to see that.
Hold on. Before fans. I don't know the capacity of this arena.
That's what I'm getting.
What is it? Is it 15,000?
No, it's less than that. We're talking like 7,000 to 9,000 seat arenas.
Okay, it's not nothing, but it's not 15,000. Once they get to the 15,000 point, then I'll be like, they got something really here. But yeah, okay, we're not there yet.
This is the big difference, right? WWE is going after the NBA, NHL arenas, whereas you have AEW, and this is smart. Like this isn't this is not me casting doubt, casting shame on AEW. They're building. They're a new company by all.
They're still in convention halls though. They're not in the
Okay. They're in the smaller arenas. So in Toronto, they're not going to be at the Air Canada Centre, which is where the Leafs and the Raptors play. They're going to be somewhere like
Enercare.
Yeah, the Enercare Center, which is about 10,000 people, and that's where the Marlies play. And WWE did a house show there. They did Roadblock, End of the Line in 2016. That's where they did that show. Was at the same venue. So again, 10,000 seater, easy. It's not easy, but at least that's where they're going to stay now because that's where they see their fan base going.
It does feel like they're building though. Like it's growing.
Next year, All Out needs to leave the Sears Center. It needs to be somewhere else in Chicago, I think, in the Chicagoland area, but it cannot be at a 10,000 seat arena because they're going to have to do one of two things if they keep it there. And that includes bumping the prices, which I know they don't want to do.
No, I don't think they seem actually pretty solid on keeping them affordable. So
yeah, which is right. I'm all for that. What needs to be done is they need to move to a larger venue and be able to sustain the numbers in there. If they bump it up to a 12 to 15,000 seat arena, that's fine too. So yeah, that's the big discrepancy. I don't think a lot of people see that when it comes to WWE and AEW ticket sales. They're two different products and they're two different they're in different lifespans.
Yeah, exactly. AEW is still young, so.
Anyway, again, a great match to start it off. The IWGP Championship, the U.S. Heavyweight Championship, not the wow. There's so many letters that I just forget to put the U.S. title. It's the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Way too long of a name. Mox and Carl Anderson. First of all, Mox looks great. A little rusty, but he looks good.
Carl Anderson. He's tired, but yeah, I'm gonna be there soon. He's sleeping.
That's right. His wife just gave birth. He's just living. Yeah. He is living hour to hour in hopes that he's not, on diaper duty.
Yeah.
And he also looked like he hadn't slept in a bit. So new father. Carl Anderson looked great because he's had kids. He has kids. He's fine. He knows what it's like. Too many, maybe. Exactly. He's got 28 kids and he only knows of 4 of them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the match was fine, but it was a bit clunky. So Mox gets the win, defeats Carl Anderson. Like I said, Carl was getting all those big W's in Impact, so he could take that big old L. He did.
He got his consolation prize. We'll get to that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So now we got Lance Archer in the back saying, I want the U.S. Championship because we had a Texas Death Match a year ago in Japan or whenever it was a while ago. He's like, and we're going to be in Texas next week, so let's do it again. We'll do another Texas Death Match for the IWGP US Championship. Archer's the heel here.
Yeah, I mean, Archer's probably the like one character that they really don't know what to do with at all in AEW, because like I wouldn't know what to do with that either. Like I get it, just like I don't know, man. What even are you? Like you're an older gentleman who's very tall. You are a murder hawk, whatever the hell that is, and you have
he explained that.
Right. He finally okay. What the hell is a murder hawk?
Well, he explained it on what you call it, on the AEW Unrestricted podcast. The murder hawk was something that he came up with because he's got a mohawk in the sense that it's just a strip of hair, but because it's a long braid, it becomes the murder hawk because he murders people.
That's not an explanation.
Whatever, man. It was good enough for me.
That explains his hairstyle. It doesn't explain his identity. Okay, so here's the thing. Your hairstyle should not be your entire identity.
Tell that to...
Think of another one. There's no other one, because that's a terrible way to develop a character.
Tell that to Hiroshi Tanahashi. There we go. Abs and hair.
Okay, yeah, but then you're vain, at least. That character is a vain guy, I assume, right? He's arrogant. No? What is this?
Not really.
Whatever, wrestling sucks.
We're done. Good night, folks. So I don't like that Archer came out the week before and did the face thing by taking out Dan Lambert, and now suddenly he's like back to wanting to be Murder Hawk bad guy. It was very strange. It's a flip-flop. They're doing Big Show stuff with him. Yeah,
because they don't know what to do with him. Like they didn't know what to do with Big Show at that time.
Could you imagine him and Show and Archer just hanging out backstage, and Archer just being like, I don't know what they're doing with me, man. This is garbage. And Big Show's like, oh, yeah, no, I think I know what that's like. And Archer's like, I don't think you understand, man. They just keep flipping me. And Big Show's just like, no, that definitely happened. And Archer's like, I don't know. I don't think
do a segment and have them just go like extreme bipolar levels of like on the same page, angry at each other type back and forth, and then boom,
just yelling.
Yeah. The two of them just cannot regulate their emotions either way. That should be their character. Put them in a tag team.
Okay, well, it happened. We have a new FTW champion, Ricky Starks, absolute Ricky Starks. Took it from Cage. Turns out Cage is the one who leaves Team Taz.
They made the wrong call.
The fix was in, man. But you know what? We go back to it. I'm not going to do the bit this week. Hook and Starks as a tag team. I'm all in on that.
Yeah, that works. I mean, again, I prefer the two big chunky boys, but they can fight now, so that's fine.
Yeah, it feels like Cage and Hobbs is where we'll go next, because Hobbs was the one who took out Cage with the belt. That was good. And in the chat they're saying Moxley will retain against Lance Archer.
Of course he will.
I think so. I think so.
Why would you put the title on a guy who you don't know what you're going to do anything with?
Unless you're going to send him over to work, not in Japan, but work like New Japan Strong or any of those events.
Yeah.
So
he's
there's
over
room
there, right? So.
Yeah, Codyverse returns. I don't care what people say. It was Cody didn't leave the Codyverse with Malachi Black. Malachi Black joined the Codyverse, and I don't care.
Cody gets first shot. That's the deal.
Yeah, Cody comes out. He's wearing his white suit again. Malachi's wearing his black suit. It's spy versus spy.
Yeah, that's some vibes.
They fight. They do the promo. Cody comes out and he's got the headset and he's like, "You want to come and hit me? We don't do that." And that's new.
Yes,
Cody.
You're in wrestling. Of course you do that. You've done that.
We don't do that. We don't.
He is done. We don't hit. He's talking to his child. Yeah,
that's right. Trying to teach her early, and then Malachi Black does a promo, and the promo's just corny, talking about a horseman.
Okay. Oh, really? Okay.
I know. Honestly, I didn't keep the notes because I was listening to it. Yeah. I can't listen to Malachi Black anymore because I've heard him talk enough shit on his own Twitch, and then
you shouldn't have put yourself through that. Why?
I shouldn't.
Why pay attention to that?
Because I'm a glutton for punishment. But I listened to him talk about. Then I had to listen to him talk about how he gave a bunch of spot ideas for the Saudi match with HBK and Triple H versus Kane and the Undertaker. I'm like, some things are better left unsaid, pal.
Don't talk about that. Don't put your name on that. Like,
don't. Yeah, maybe don't do it, bud.
Is that a point of pride for him, or is he like, sorry, my bad? Like.
It was just the promos were corny, and it's fine. You know what? There is a section of the audience that likes that. Just it doesn't do it for me. And again, this is the Codyverse because it's whoever's feuding with Cody is in the Codyverse. Because the idea of the Codyverse is that it's centralized around
Cody Rhodes.
There you go. Thank you very much. It wasn't based around the factory and the Nightmare Fact. It was based around Cody and whoever he was feuding with.
Yeah, because you notice how it quickly went away, despite there being many more members of the factory.
Good Lord. But you know what there are a lot of members of? Dark Order and the Elite.
So many.
It's good. I need you to go back when you watch this.
Okay.
Hangman comes out, does the thing with Tony, and then out comes the Elite and Kenny. And this promo was amazing. I cannot do it justice, but it eventually ends with Kenny saying, let's do an elimination match, 5-on-5, the Elite and the Dark Order. And if Hangman and Dark Order win, then they get tag title and AEW title shots. And I'm like, oh, they're actually doing the Dark Order thing. They actually want to do putting over Dark Order, and I am all about it. It's great.
That sounds excellent. They could even, they could have 2 tag team title matches. Just saying.
Yes, you could add the Good Brothers, who are the new Impact Tag Champions. We're gonna get into that when we talk about Slammiversary.
Put the Dark Order on Impact.
I mean, listen, they're moving Dark Order to all the other vlogs. They kicked them off BTE.
Yeah, they need
a new home. They're on Sammy's vlog. They're on the All Ego vlog. And apparently this was like Ethan Page's most viewed vlog was the one with Dark Order shut up. So they're the draw, man.
So perfect.
They're the draw. But now we got to pace this out until All Out. We got to go
it
another
sounds like
month
a great
and a half.
start. Yeah.
How do you do a 5-on-5 elimination match without getting Kenny pinned?
Forfeit. Just walk away.
He says no, forget this, I'm better than this.
If he's the last man, yeah, and he just gives up, walks away. Do the heel shit. And then although Hangman's earned the title, he keeps delaying it for whatever reason, Like he does the heel thing and just runs from him kind of for a little while until we get to All Out. Where, Tony Khan or someone comes in and is just like, no more.
He could fake an injury.
Yep, totally.
Do what? So there's 5 of them, right? You got to do Good Brothers, the Young Bucks, and then technically Kenny. Kenny says, I can't go. Nakazawa, you do it. So Nakazawa gets in the match, which would be hilarious.
He just got pizza cuttered, man. It takes some time.
It's true. He needs it after Kenny got bloody.
Very bleedy.
Bleedy. A lot of pizza cutter blood. I don't know. I'm very excited for this match. This 5-on-5 elimination. When they do it, don't know. Maybe Fight for the Fallen. Maybe they'll do it later on. I can't say. We're saving things for Rampage. You could DQ Kenny. That's an idea. I don't know if DQing Kenny is a way to do it. Actually, that would work.
Totally.
Either way,
it works. They don't do it that often. It's fine.
You can't pin him unless you make it like everybody causes him to get pinned. Or it's a big old
what
surprise.
They could do is corner him. They just have the Dark Order kind of prevent him from getting away from Hangman and just have him pin him. But
maybe
like a
Christian
bully situation.
Cage absolutely has next. We talked about that. Cage is going to have. We've mentioned this for weeks and weeks. It's going to be Cage and Kenny, probably at Rampage, and it's probably going to be the loss that Cage just loses his shit and goes heel.
Yeah,
and that's it. Speaking of Christian Cage, he went up against Matt Hardy. Whatever, it's fine. I didn't really care.
Is it an old man fight? Is it an old man fight?
Kinda. Yeah. They tried to play it off as if this was like a 23 year in the making feud.
They kept saying that, and it's like I saw them at their prime. I don't really care now.
This was the 3rd time they've ever faced each other, and they tried to play it off as like this is a huge feud. Oh my god. Whatever. The match was fine. Just go back and watch it. There was some looks given by Jungle Boy and Cage after the match.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Speaking of Yuka Sakazaki and Penelope Ford. Remember last week or on Tuesday when we were previewing the match and we are like, oh, they're gonna put their stuff in on Ford, blah 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 blah. No, it's Yuka. Yuka's the good guy, good girl.
Yeah.
She wins the match. It's fine. The match was a bit clunky again. Ford, I still love Penelope Ford. She's learning and growing. She's doing really good stuff, so that's fine. But Tim, they're back to the 9:30 matches.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a staple. I think they've. Some of the defenders in the past have been talking about a lot of their talent not being like TV experience. So, and it's not incorrect. Like, I think that they can do that stuff when they have like that the main people feuding, but they don't have that many people who are really TV ready yet. So they can keep working at it. It's annoying that they do keep putting it 9:30. They should start opening the show with them sometimes. Mix it up. That I don't see there being a reason for that other than like defeatist programming, right? Like saying, this is what's been, like, they're basing it on data, but this specific program does not have enough data to make those decisions yet. So they should be trying different things.
I agree. And they have this thing where they'll bring in, Statlander and do a mixed tag, but it's still at 9:30.
Yeah. Like it
doesn't work either. They're gone are the days of having, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker having amazing promos and fire matches. It's just they're trying to figure out what the next big women's feud is, and they're not even, it feels like they're not putting in the time to do it again.
No, they really need to build those women like a lot more, and that just requires more than putting them on dark elevation over and over again. That's not enough. Like, they're not going to get real experience there, because I don't care.
There's a certain amount of like spinning plates when it comes to wrestling and storytelling, right?
Yeah.
And if your plates aren't all spinning, then one starts to bobble and fall. This is what's going on in the women's division. It's starting to bobble and fall again after they had so much momentum and that plate was spinning without any problem. And that comes before they weren't putting any attention on it and the plate had basically fallen off the ledge.
Part of
Now,
that is relying on
they're still
outside
just
talent.
normal.
It's these relationships that are hurting them. Like, you have Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb. Like, they should just be doing things on your program all the time, but they're not, because they can't. So
see, I disagree. I think bringing in talent from other rosters is totally fine and it's helpful. I think the issue becomes they don't know what story to tell when they bring in these people. And I don't know if that's because they don't know how long they have. And again, they usually
I think it's
have an idea of how long they have these talent for. It's more that the best thing that happened to AEW for the women was the pandemic. Yeah. Because originally AEW women's division was going to be like 99% Joshi wrestlers coming in from Japan, and they were hoping that was going to be enough. We're going to open up Japan as like this big new hotbed of female talent that we can have. And then the world shut down. And the best thing that happened to them was having to bring in all of these women from across North America, really in the United States, bringing them in for matches on Dynamite and opening up the indie world and showing that there are tons of women on the indies in North America that can go.
Yeah, I think they need to.
For them.
What I think they need to do is, like, look, Jade Cargill's doing pretty well, and she's interesting in the ring. They should put her on TV more, because, like, these promos, I've seen what you're doing with that. It's done. It's played out. I don't know what was there another one this week? Did she have another like promo code? Nothing.
No, nothing.
So, which is
promo
fine.
Code.
Yeah, that they might have her back on doing an actual match soon. That'd be good. Layla Hirsch is popular with fans, so like build her. Who else we got? There's plenty of people who are popular. Big Swole has potential and could be built if you just bring her back. Like, you just need to get these people on TV and keep building their characters, even if they're just for matches like this, Yuka Sakazaki versus Penelope Ford. Like, do 2 of these instead of just 1. Right? They don't need to have long segments, but you should be doing more of it so that you can build these people and give them opportunities and characters to develop and get over. So,
yeah, we're back to the dark elevation and dark conversation, because they put a lot of women on those two shows.
Like, they really do. They pump those shows full of women wrestlers. But the thing is, like, that's not how you're going to get people over, because it's not solely in-ring stuff. Like, you can do those 2 matches, but you need to give them the opportunity to speak and come up with ideas for who their character is at the same time.
Right.
So,
I agree.
And some of them already have characters. You just need to let them show them on the flagship. So
yeah. And that's what it is. It's characters and wrestlers, man. And we're trying to solve everything here. Solve our problems, toss us a like here on the video. Coffin drops. Oh, baby. It ended exactly how we said it would.
Coffin
drop through the coffin.
Yeah, of course.
The match was over. That was like the finishing touch. That was Darby with doing the coffin drop through the coffin onto Ethan Page. Poor son of a bitch must have been very much in pain afterwards.
Ouchies. Couple of scritches.
Oh, couple. Match was dirty. The match was brutal, but it was a lot of fun, man. Go back. They open it with the Goldberg metal plate gimmick from 1999. Did you ever see this?
No.
You weren't a WCW guy. So once upon a time, Goldberg and Bret Hart had a beef. And Bret Hart comes out. This is actually in Toronto. They taped Nitro in Toronto. And Bret Hart comes out wearing a Leafs jersey. And he's talking trash and calls out Goldberg. Goldberg comes out and he spears Bret Hart. And the camera just sits there. The hard cam just sits. Both men out cold. And it was like, and all of a sudden Bret Hart starts to kind of move and shuffle. And he gets up and Goldberg is just out cold. And he takes off the jersey and he's wearing a metal plate around his stomach. And it's one of my favorite moments in WCW ever.
That's very good.
They called it back this time.
Yeah.
Darby comes in. He does the coffin drop immediately, or does a bunch of backdrops, back bumps onto Ethan Page, and he's got the same metal plate but on his back, and they drew a spine on it, which was cute. I liked it. But the plate was good. Yeah. Scorpio Sky was in the coffin, so that was a lot of fun. That was one of the early spots, and they brought down the coffin with 6 pallbearers, like indie guys, and I saw them kind of like struggling a little bit when they were going down the ramp, and I'm like, come on, man, it's like plywood, it can't be that heavy.
There's a whole ass man in there.
There's a whole ass man in there. And all of a sudden, they take off the bottom rope. The bottom rope comes undone, and they're playing. And I don't know if you know the anatomy of a ring. Mm-hmm. But the ropes hook onto the
with the turnbuckle
on the turnbuckle, or the turnbuckle hooks onto the post.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Ethan Page comes out and he's got the hook, and I'm like, "It's hook!" It's the wrong hook, but he's like looking at it, and he goes to do the fish hooking of the turnbuckle ring around his opponent's mouth. And Warhorse, I don't know if you know the story of Warhorse. You know Warhorse, the wrestler.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the story of Warhorse's injury. He had a match. It's like his pin tweet. The turnbuckle, the hook, ripped his lip open, like the side of his cheek wide open, in the middle of a match. Was not planned. Like the ring, it came apart. It was just a bad thing. Had it sewn up. He's fine. So anyway, he goes and he tweets, and he's like, he sees the fish hook, and he's like, I have no defense for this. I don't know how to get out of this. And I was just laughing. Good stuff. They use the ring stairs, and of course, in AEW, the ring stairs are all one piece of metal and not two like WWE. So they kind of buckled when Ego did the Ego's Edge from the top rope onto the stairs. You just see the indent on the stairs. It was very cute.
That sounds cool.
But I wasn't a fan of the finish, because what happens after that Ego's Edge? Darby gets up.
Bouncy. He's
just
fine.
bounces right up. No sells it.
No sell.
Wasn't a big fan of that, but then he takes the skateboard and he jumps off the top rope and does like a drop kick onto Ego's back, and Ego tumbles into the case, and that's it. Okay. Should have done a kickflip.
Yeah, I don't think he can.
Oh no. I liked it. I liked the match, but I didn't like the finish.
That's fine. All. It sounds like a good match. I'm excited to watch that.
It was fine. It was a good match. Go back. You'll enjoy it. I think you'll really enjoy AEW from this week.
It sounds great. Yeah, it sounds like a good show.
Man, there's so much to talk about with Slammiversary and everything. Why don't we not do Slammiversary today? We'll do Slammiversary on Tuesday.
I want to talk about Slammiversary.
Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about Slammiversary. There's no time limits here.
No, screw it.
Fans are back. All 75 of them.
Yeah, it really did feel like 50 people in a room shouting.
And one of them, of course, was our friend Sean Rossap and his wonderful wife, who were on camera all night.
Yep.
They just kept going. And his wife is wearing a Fightful shirt. So there you go.
Free advertising. Well, maybe not free. I don't know.
Pre-show match. We have new Knockouts Tag Champs.
Didn't see this one. Didn't know there was a pre-show.
They did the pre-show. 99% of it was them doing the This Is Slammiversary thing that they've already done.
Yeah.
Rosemary and Havoc are the new tag team champions. They defeat Fire and Flava. I'm not a fan of it.
No, not a fan of that either.
But we have tapings tomorrow. We have tapings Monday, I think, as well. So maybe get them back, or at least have some debuting talent, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's starting to look less certain now. Didn't happen.
It's kind of nuts. I don't know what to expect from it. I didn't love it. I didn't love the match.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge Havoc fan, so it's fine. Havoc and Rosemary have Decay that has the titles now, I guess.
Yeah. Well, either way, that was still a pretty good opener for that.
Yeah.
Then we're not. Let's run it down just in pieces. Okay. First of all, Deonna Purrazzo, TBA. I knew who it was. It was Thunder Rosa. I knew because I know. Because I'm told things, so I didn't want to spoil anything. But I was really happy to see Thunder Rosa make her Impact debut, I guess.
So good.
Now the match was good, a little clunky at times. I think people expected a lot more from this. The whole theme of the night was people maybe expecting a little bit more, or at least the timing was weird.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff felt a little bit slow paced in Slammiversary. There was some stuff that like I was really into, but then some other stuff that I was just kind of in and out for. Like I was looking away.
Yeah.
Like
And I was doing the watch along over on twitch.tv/FightfulGaming, where we're chatting and enjoying ourselves, but at the same time, like it's hard to pay attention to the match. We're paying attention to the big moments, but otherwise, you know.
Yeah.
I did not expect a pile driver for a finish from Deanna.
No, big surprise. I mean, I feel bad because Thunder Rosa is like such a strong wrestler and character, and she just keeps having to show up, put on good matches, and lose when she's like the most over.
It's fine. She'll bounce back.
She'll get there.
She'll get there. And then of course Mickie James showed up as expected.
Yeah.
Not to wrestle Deanna tonight, but wants
invitation.
her to show up at Empower at the NWA show. Now, first of all, for those who don't know, Kylie Rae is in NWA, and she was under Impact contract before moving to the NWA. Apparently, the Impact thing was, and this is again Fightful Select, the whole Impact and NWA partnership was kind of like finessed using this Kylie Rae deal. Impact let her out of the deal so that she could sign with NWA, and it's kind of like a goodwill gesture, by the sounds of it.
Makes sense to me because the circumstances of things like that are a bit messy. I'd be annoyed if it was my company.
Exactly. So Miss Hardcore Country comes out, Mickie James, and she does the whole thing, and then Deanna's like, I did the trash bag comment, and I'm like, I'm over trash bag comments.
Yeah, it's a bit old, but
whatever. It got the crowd, it got people talking, and
all 75 of them.
Exactly. She wants Deanna at Empower, and Deanna's like, I don't think so.
No.
So now it looks like we really are going to do Deanna Purrazzo and Mickie James at one point. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
we don't have to do it at Empower. I'd rather do it. The two of them face off, and if Deanna loses, then she has to go to.
She
Empower.
has to be at an NWA
That's
show.
Right. Thank you for getting it. Thank you for getting it.
It's such a weird. Somebody free Thunder Rosa. Let her go. Not there.
Oh, I love it. I'm just so ready for that. That's going to be that. You got Billy Corgan's just like, well, may as well lean into this fully.
Loser has to work at NWA.
The loser has to show up on our promotion.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Morrissey and Edwards. Again,
this one was the worst defender of what we were just talking about. It was so slow, and it was just Eddie Edwards getting his ass beat the whole time. But like being a tough guy,
yeah, they're building W. Morrissey. They're building Tej.
Fine
sure,
with me.
whatever.
Love him, but like, man, too long. Should have just crushed him.
Like we said, went way longer than we thought. The pacing was weird as hell.
Powerbomb spot on the apron looked brutal.
That was good.
Good job.
I like that.
Yeah, very good.
What's next for Edward Edwards?
I don't know. Retired.
They had him come out. Him and Sabin were coming out to kind of stop the Good Brothers in the main event. I don't really want to see Edward Edwards and Sabin as a tag team.
I don't care about either of them anymore. I don't know. They're just, there's no. I don't feel the substance there. Like, I was disappointed that Sabin won. I wanted to see Moose win. I think Moose is the more interesting guy. Like, I don't know. Yep. Minus his terrible attire.
Oh, look at them pants. Oh dear.
So sparkly.
Look at
but also Eddie Edwards had terrible attire. Like,
he does every time. I love
AIP,
the green and black.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, that's true. The AIP thing. That's Alicia Edwards. That's a Lish thing.
Yeah, they're both lame.
What was not lame was Ultimate X.
Oh my god, best match on the whole show.
As expected, we all come on. X Division is rarely
it was crazy.
Rarely not the first match, the best match on the card. And tonight was the first match, or last night was the first match on the card. Random submission spots, very fun.
Yeah, I like them. It was pointless, but it was pretty cool watching the ankle lock into the headlock into the sharpshooter plus crossface. Like,
did you find it? It was especially weird because they're doing it while Josh is on the
almost
X.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he could have just been like, while having an ankle, he could have just been like.
That kind of took me out for a minute. But you know what? The star of the match was by far Rohit Raju.
Absolutely. The best shtick.
Yes, taking anything he can,
Yeah.
had the grabber, the giant grabber, couldn't get it.
The
Tried it with the
chair
hook,
and just
tried it with the
he steps on the chair and is like, yeah. Done
If
that.
you haven't seen the match, please go out of your way to watch. Even just Rohit do his shtick, because it was so stupid and so funny. There was nothing better on it. Ultimate Canadian Destroyers all around from Petey Williams.
Man, just the bumps that Chris Bay took.
Yep. Oh man, I made a joke. Anyone who picked Chris Bay in our watch along, they're Baniacs.
Maniacs.
It drove people absolutely mad, and I love it. Either way, Bay and Alexander, they fight upside down. The finish, of course, yep. Josh Alexander retains. Didn't surprise anybody. I think this is the guy. Now there's still a lot of Option C talk. I don't know if you're familiar with Option C.
You get to cash in the X. You can use the X Division title to take a shot at the main title.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Do you do Alexander and Kenny? Is that something you want to see, or is it something that would work?
I don't want to see that. No.
No? Why not?
I don't know. I just they don't have enough going on between them. It's not impossible to build. It just, I don't know. The characters don't seem to jive too much. They have no history. They have no. It just doesn't feel like it's going to go anywhere. Josh Alexander's look seems antithetical to feuding with Kenny for me. I don't know what it is. Probably just the headgear, like in the wrestler type stuff. But maybe my concern is that they'll lean on the bringing it home crap with it.
I loved that so much. We'll get there. It was so stupid.
It was that was funny for this with Sammy.
Yes,
but I feel like that if they were to do that with Josh, that would be the be all end all of the entire feud. Is that Josh Alexander is a representative of Impact Wrestling. Like that's the main thing.
Mixed tag match, Chelsea Green, of course. No one
doesn't seem actually able to wrestle yet from what that match was like.
I wouldn't be surprised if Green knew she was doing this match and the ROH thing was kind of not planned. I think she always knew this was the match she was doing, and while she was training, she got injured.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But either way, they brought her in. I like that they had the mixed and the shared gear for
Is her character, she's Two-Face? Because damn, wrestlers love Batman shit.
I know, kind of. So when Chelsea was in TNA, when she was in Impact, she was known as Laurel Van Ness. And the storyline became that she was about to get married to to the Blade, to Pepper Potts, who is Braxton Sutter, who was Allie's husband. And so in the show, they broke up the wedding because Allie was in love with the Blade, who was Pepper Parks. And so they ended up getting together at the wedding, leaving Laurel Van Ness at the altar, and she becomes like the hot mess. She's wearing
Laurel Van
Ness, and she's wearing the bride's outfit, and she's wrestling with all of her makeup, and she's drunk all the time. It was actually a really fun character.
That's actually, it's not a bad idea. Yeah,
it broke her out as a standout, as a star in Impact, and later on that got her closer to going to WWE and all that stuff. So very good character. So this was kind of a play on doing the hot mess while also being Chelsea Green, because they didn't bring her in as Laurel Van Ness. They brought her in as Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I think they wanted to play off both sides, which was smart. I liked it. And again, they mixed their gear. So I see the Two-Face reference if anyone didn't know the backstory, but that was kind of where they were going with that.
Yeah, makes sense. That was cool. I liked it. I mean, like I said, clearly I don't think she's in ring shape yet, because she only did a couple things, right? So
yeah, well, her wrist is in a cast. She did injure herself legitimately while training, but apparently it's not bad, but it's bad enough that she can't go too hard.
Yeah.
Impact's doing another Homecoming Impact Plus event at the end of July, and it's going to be essentially mixed match challenge, where the winners become the kings and queens of Impact.
A high honor that is worth fighting for.
It's worth fighting for. A lot of people assume it's going to be Cardona and Green, but I don't think so. I think that's the red herring.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's Tenille and Caleb. I think they're going to be the kings and queen of Impact.
That'd be great. I think there's a lot of hay you can make of that. So
King Caleb with a K.
Oh my God.
I love it. And the K for King Caleb with the K stands for King.
Yeah. KKK. Great.
Oh, no. In fact, if that's the plan, please catch yourself now.
Don't walk away now.
Well, that doesn't look good.
Scott D'Amore just uncomfortable as hell.
Just a giant. Oh God, no. Queen Tenille works though. They can do Rosemary and Steve, Queen Rosemary and King Steve.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Trey Miguel and Kiera Hogan. I think that'll be all right. King
They should-
Trey, he already thinks he's the prince. So
True,
there you go.
true.
Prince Miguel, he's going to be King Trey. And again, go back to the Vince McMahon school of thought. Why have a baron when you can have a king?
So dumb.
I'm trying to help you guys. Let's move on. Moose and Sabin. What was he wearing? What the hell was Moose wearing? And where can I get it?
It was like a Roman
Gladiators.
toga. Yeah, I don't. It was weird. It was something.
I didn't hate it.
No,
I liked
it was fine. It was moosey. It was very arrogant. It was good.
It was. And another match that went longer than expected.
Too long. Again, I'm not a big Chris Sabin guy in 2021.
I get it. What about that Moonsault Slam for Moose though?
Yeah. Oh,
Good stuff.
Moose is tremendous. Give me more Moose, which is why he should have won.
And instead he gets pinned back to back on pay-per-view.
Yeah, not a fan.
Dear.
Don't think that was the right call at all, but whatever. The match had great spots. Moose bashing Sabin into the barrier was really solid. Really loved that, and like the wrapping his arms around on that perfect chop. Thought that was good.
Those chops were loud. Moose loses to the most dangerous move in wrestling.
Roll up.
The roll up.
Very dangerous. Got to watch out.
That's right. No Way makes his debut in Impact. Not No Way Jose.
No, it's curious. Is that copyrighted?
I guess the IP belongs to somebody else.
So.
No Way is here. No Way Levi, I guess. Whatever his name is. That's it. That's the name is No Way. Falaba and No Way's entrance was like 5 minutes.
Yep,
the match itself was like 3.5.
Yep.
Did not expect the Good Brothers to win.
Not even a little bit. That was a big surprise to me.
I guess maybe there's something planned. Someone asked me if there's going to be maybe more interaction between Impact and AEW talent. And I'm like, until they prove to me on AEW programming that Impact is more than just Kenny and the Good Brothers, I got nothing.
Yeah, which is why, like, I don't know. Now that they have all the gold, I think maybe we'll see that. Because I think it may be the winding down, like the quick ascent for everyone. Yeah, the beginning of the end, where, you know, they have everything. They hold it for a little while, maybe a couple of defenses. But then you start to see everyone kind of drop their belts.
Tim, are you suggesting that former Impact executive Don Callis is going to win the X Division title?
Absolutely, yes. Someone
all right,
has
good
to.
stuff. And then he catches in option C, and Don defeats Kenny for the Impact title, and we're off to the races, friends.
Sounds excellent to me.
Yeah, King Chris Bay is another good shout. I'm seeing that in the chat.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a good one. But who does Bay team with? I guess maybe Tasha Steelz? I don't know, because we just split up Hogan and Steelz for this match. For this. They're not split up.
Yeah, exactly. A little friendly competition.
Exactly. Rhino takes the pin.
I
don't want
VBD so good. Should have just kept it.
Do you think that they boot Rhino from Violent by Design, though?
I don't. Maybe they just whoop his ass a bunch.
That's fine. I don't want him to be replaced.
No, me neither.
I don't.
I don't think they need to. I think he's the right. I think that's the only thing that Rhino can really do very well in Impact right now. I don't want to see him do a singles run. I don't want to see him back with Heath. Like
I was gonna say, Heath is getting closer.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to see it. I don't care.
Yeah, we'll see. I would like it, but we'll see what happens this Thursday because we also had Sammy and Kenny. Oh boy,
deathmatch shit. Well, exactly what I expected. Nothing. I don't know.
They made the match that much better by having the toys, and that's the only way.
It's the only way that Sammy's worth watching.
Yeah, I felt it weird that they left the 3 belts at the top of the stage, just kind of sitting there, because I was waiting for them to use them.
And they used one. Like at that point, you'd seen so much more extreme stuff. A belt shot just seems so insignificant. Like,
yeah, it was strange, but either way, match ends. Kenny wins. The tax in the knee pad.
The knee pad, yeah. Which I mean, the pointy part's pointed in, so I guess you're making.
But you can make the argument that the knee pad is soft, and putting tax in it means that the hard parts of the tax are what people you're hitting them with. Yeah. It was a little backwards. You didn't want to like take a bunch of glue.
No, that's you can't do that in the heat of the moment.
He gets double-sided tape and he just starts wrapping his leg, and then he takes the tax.
Yeah.
Either way.
Callis was funny on commentary as always with this, like just the entire like when he's like, "Yes, he's dead." Like, that's right. We're sorry.
It's coming home.
Yeah,
Every time. The first time
Oh,
they
man.
did it, the first time they did it in the and I'm watching on the watch along, I'm just like, oh no, they're foreshadowing. They just gave it away. It's over.
I mean, it was never in question for me. I really did like. There's no way.
Ridiculous. So out comes Jay White. They turn out the lights, and out comes Jay White, the
So
Switchblade, King Switch.
this is a New Japan fellow.
Yes, he is. He's
Okay.
King Switch, which if you're in other parts of the world, calling someone King Switch is if you're into other things, and I'm not kink shaming.
Yeah, he just sounds like a guy who's good at whipping.
King of the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one too. So Jay White comes out and he stands in front of the Good Brothers, and of course he's a Bullet Club guy, just like Kenny. And
Yeah,
the
they're
Good
doing the
Brothers
Too Sweet thing.
They put up the thing, and
I
then
understood
Jay White does
this time.
and then the feed cuts as someone's running out, and everyone's like,
Someone imperceptible. I googled it after. Yeah.
right. Well, we all knew who. Well, we found out who it was. Now, okay, putting it out there. Yes, it was planned. And people don't believe me, but yes, it was planned because you're talking about it and we're talking about it today.
Yeah.
And the idea here was that they want you to tune in to wherever they show you the exclusive after the match footage. Could be on Impact, could be on Strong, could be on both, could be on AEW. Either way, the idea here was you're going to find out from the crowd what happened. But if you want to see how it happened and what went down, that's what you got to do is tune into their shows.
Good.
Pay-per-view, they have your money.
Yeah, it was fine with me. And it did feel awkward, but I was like, what? But then, yeah, I just Googled it. Which is,
exactly.
Boom, boost them up. They get a little more traffic, etc.
Yeah, and our friend Sean who was there, he said Juice and Finley came out. They're, of course, New Japan talent. They attacked Switchblade. Switchblade hit his finish on Juice, and then he ducked out, and that was it.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out what he wants.
Finn Juice also showed up and had a squash match against Mahabali Shera and Madman Fulton. I
forgot that even happened. That was pointless. I was like, why?
Wasn't a fan.
The transition didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was like, oh, we're mad we were banned from rings. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care.
What was strange to me was at first it felt like they had not enough time on the pay-per-view, so they cut things. Then it felt like they had too much time.
Yeah.
And then it felt like throughout the night, the whole push and pull of it was me thinking like, what did they have to cut to do this? But wait, what did they have to add to do this? What did they like? Everything felt so weird.
Pacing was weird.
It
was hot mess Slammiversary. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Hot mess Slammiversary. All right, Money in the Bank predictions. Here we go.
Here we go.
This
is what you're all here for. I assume why you've all stuck around past how long we usually run.
That's right. If you're not a member of our Discord yet, it's in the link in the bio of this video. If you're listening to us in audio format, just hit me up on Twitter. It's there. I can give it to you whenever you want. Money in the Bank is tonight as of this recording. It's 1:00 Eastern. Let's go through it. We'll add our predictions in the Discord as well. You can do yours in the Discord. Let's start. WWE Universal Championship. The champion Roman Reigns is going to take on Edge.
Tim? Roman Reigns.
Oh, that was fast.
Yeah.
I am also going with Roman. After the pop that Edge got, I had a feeling. I was like, oh, they could do it. They could do it.
The fans will get their pop elsewhere, in my opinion.
I think so. I don't see a reason to take it off of Roman, of course. For the WWE Championship, over on the Raw side of things, we've got Bobby Lashley taking on Kofi Kingston. Who's going to win the match, Tim?
I would have said there's plausible tonight, like the possibility that Kofi could have won, but with Oldberg on his way back, I think it's Lashley.
I agree. If we hadn't seen that report about Goldberg, I would have said Kofi. Now that we know that Goldberg's coming back, then again, here's a story for you. Kofi Kingston got eviscerated by Brock Lesnar on the first SmackDown ever on Fox.
Yep.
What if they have Kofi win and they do Kofi and Goldberg again? And this time Goldberg eviscerates Kofi in 8 seconds at SummerSlam.
Yeah, because he needs that.
Yep.
Get that win back.
Oh, dear. I'm also going to say Lashley. Here we go.
Yeah.
Friends in the chat are popping off. We're going to get to this, and we'll get to the chat. Give us your predictions in the chat if you're here hanging out with us. We'll get to those. For the Raw Tag Team Championships, if you can't tell, there's a reason why I picked this order in particular. The Raw Tag Team Championships, the champions AJ Styles and Omos are going to take on the Viking Raiders. Come on, man. Who you got?
Less confident on this one than the other two, but I think AJ and Omos retain.
Okay.
I'm going strong heel for the first little bit.
I am going to agree with you. I think Styles and Omos retain. I don't think their story is quite done yet, and I don't know. No one's going to pin Omos. By the way, shout out to Kevin Nash who did the Broken Skull sessions.
Yeah.
That's premiered. And Kevin Nash has been working with Omos a lot because he's a big man.
Makes sense.
Into it. I don't see the Viking Raiders winning. There's nothing to them yet. I think they need to be rebuilt into something tangible. I'm into it. So I'm going to say Styles and Omos are going to retain until the inevitable Riddle
Falling
Arcade Bro. Yeah, no, the Arcade Bro Styles Omos match has to happen.
Yeah.
On the kickoff show, it's going to be the tag team titles for SmackDown. Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio are the champs. They're taking on the Usos. Rey Mysterio got pinned on Friday, so now they're running this match back. I am saying that the Mysterios retain. What do you think?
Same. A couple weeks ago, I would have said the opposite, but no, Mysterio's retain. I think it being on the kickoff show also says something about that too. So
I think it says a lot about how they feel about the Usos after what happened with Jimmy.
Yep.
Or they're going to play it off as the Usos win the tag titles, and they did it on the pre-show, so they kind of play it down a bit.
Could be that. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would have been really hyped for them to win.
Fuck it, I'm changing it to the Usos. I'm going to be contrarian.
So?
I don't think so. I don't think so, and it goes against everything I've been saying.
Every time I've done that, I've been wrong, by the way. Where I just wanted to will it into existence, it's always ended up being what I expected it to be. But we'll see.
No, I'm going to stick with the Mysterios. I'm sticking with the Mysterios.
Yeah,
I don't think they're done yet. I don't think they're done yet.
I just don't think it's,
For the Raw Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley, the champion, takes on Charlotte in a match where nobody cares about either of them.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't know. It could be either, and I don't care. Like, I was such a Rhea fan, and just like, it has not been good.
Oh, dear.
Her entire title run has not been good for me. I've not enjoyed a second of it.
What do we got? Who's going to win? Ripley loves that. Vince McMahon thinks that Rhea Ripley should smile more.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna say Rhea. I guess it's a coin toss for me. I have this sinking feeling they may end up as a tag team, regardless. Game respects game type crap, you know.
Oh my God! So you think Rhea's gonna retain?
Maybe.
I am going to say, I'm actually going to agree with you.
Yeah.
I think Rhea retains by nefarious means.
Yeah.
For anyone asking, the show broke down. Today's show is breaking down as we opened up talking about SmackDown. We talked about Dynamite. Then we talked about Slammiversary. And here we are at the Money in the Bank predictions. Hello to our friends who are maybe a little late. Men's Money in the Bank. Ricochet. John Morrison. Riddle. Big E. Drew McIntyre. I can't do it.
Drew.
Kevin Owens. Drew. Shinsuke Nakamura. Or I can't do the boobs thing. Nakamura!
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not going to.
I can do a falsetto, but not like that.
Yeah.
So again, Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Big E, Drew McIntyre. They represent Raw. And then... Big E's on SmackDown. Kevin Owens, Shinsuke, and Seth. My brain hurts, man. I'm talking too long.
It's been a while. It's a long show.
Oh dear. Okay, so let's go one by one. Ricochet, is there room for him to actually win this? Is there a world where he wins, and would it make sense?
No, I don't think so. Not Ricochet. I just don't think there's space for him at all right now. So I think there might be for not everyone, but most of the people.
Ricochet, I'll never forget, he did the WWE 365, and at the end of it, he said, I still have a long way to go, but I'm still building, and I'm still trying to do better. To me, this could be his better. Do I think so? No. Am I trying to just make a case? Yes.
What I think Ricochet can do here is get himself as a permanent fixture on TV. Like, him and Morrison are giving it their absolute all. I think they're both shooting their shot to get on the radar of the people who make those decisions, right? Like, to show that they got the stuff to do it. Ricochet's downside is his promo work isn't strong. Like, his talking game is not the best. So,
yeah, I don't see it as Ricochet. John Morrison, Johnny Drip Drip.
I would love to see it. I really would love to see it. With the Miz injured, I think there's room for him to make that ascent, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. But like I said, with him and Ricochet, I think their main takeaways from this are going to be to show off how talented they both are, because they're so talented. And John Morrison, unlike Ricochet, is tremendous on the mic. So,
yep, I can get behind that. Jomo winning would be great. I don't think they care about him enough.
Not yet, but this could be where he gets to actually get that attention.
He'll stand out in this match, 100%. It's a ladder match. It's a gimmick match. He always shows out. He always. I
just hope he doesn't hurt himself, because that's the other risk that both of them are going to take tonight, because I think they're going to do some crazy shit. Was
WrestleMania last year, the PC WrestleMania, was Jomo solo, or was it the Miz who did the ladder match? Because remember, it became a 3-way ladder match.
Yeah, I think it was the Miz.
For the SmackDown tag titles. I think it was too.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone in the chat's already told me, but I'm looking it up anyway. I'm pretty sure it was the Miz who did the match, because Jomo was hurt. I'm going back to look at it. No, John Morrison.
It was John Morrison. Won. Okay.
Because there we go.
Yeah, you're right. He retained. Yeah, okay, I remember that now.
Yeah. So there's room for John Morrison. There really is.
Yeah.
Miz had COVID. There you go. Regardless, that's an idea, John Morrison, but probably not. Matt Riddle.
Absolutely. You know that there's an avenue for this, right? Bro in the Bank. He wins it for Randy Orton.
I've been saying Bro in the Bank since God knows how long.
There's definitely there's such a story in this. Like even if like Lashley retains, that would be an angle. Like he has been a nuisance to them in the past. There's story to build on there. Like. Or the Goldberg. Like if Goldberg comes out and does his shit, then it's Riddle versus Goldberg. Like their shtick from Riddle running his mouth ages ago.
Back at what we were talking about at the top of the show, you can have Riddle win. You can have Riddle go potentially cash in on a Goldberg situation. You can have him do whatever. Having Randy Orton off TV was a big help for Riddle's character. I don't like Riddle, but I don't like the idea of, Riddle giving it up to Randy Orton. I don't think the idea here is that Riddle is dumb.
No, I think it might, like, Randy might come back and play along with it for a little while and then stab him in the back at some point, obviously.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I see people talking about, cashing it in for a tag title match. Otis said the same thing when he won Money in the Bank, and that didn't happen. No. That whole, like, cashing it in for whatever just gets people talking. But Riddle, again, the idea of Matt Riddle is not that he's dumb. The idea is that he's there to be a winner, and he kind of he throws you off by how, like, out there he is.
Yeah.
But he still knows how to win.
Yeah.
So Riddle's a pretty high possibility. Speaking of high possibilities, Big E.
This is who I'm saying. I think it's the night that Big E ascends. That's really my call for it. I really think that this is who should win it. And I think that having Kofi lose tonight, if they can keep Bill Goldberg out of the picture, it would be a great story to tell. Have Big E come over and take on Lashley and take the title. But I don't know. Bill Goldberg complicates things, so now I'm less confident in that. But I think it'll be Big E tonight.
They leaned into Big E this past week on SmackDown.
It showed how much.
Yeah. In many ways, they did it on camera and off camera. When they did it off camera after the show, that they leaned into Big E as a guy that they believe in to carry the show in front of fans as an ambassador, as a head guy, a head face. On camera, not only did he get the big pop, but also when he showed up in front of Paul Heyman and said, your boy got stuck in the thing, and they made a big deal out of it. Like they know that he's someone they can rely on. Yeah. I still don't know if he's the guy.
I think he's ascending to top guy tonight. Yeah. I think he's ascending.
I like that you're using ascending. He is literally going to ascend. Drew McIntyre, speaking of top guys.
There may be some chicanery with Jinder Mahal. I think I think he's staying mid-card, which is the right decision. But he'll have an opportunity to do some cool-ass shit here. Get some big crowd pops. So.
Jinder Mahal comes down on his new bike. Okay. And he comes down and he runs the bike into Drew McIntyre, takes him out of the match. Jinder Mahal joins the Money in the Bank match, wins Money in the Bank.
No. Jinder Mahal rides a sloped ladder. He takes his motorcycle and ramps off a ladder into the ring, landing on Drew McIntyre.
Veer and Shanky set up a vert ramp.
Ooh, yeah, Jinder ties a rope to a ladder and drags Drew away. They tie him down to it. Yeah, that sounds awesome to me. Do that. Just do it.
The Maharaja Badass is absolutely in full force here. All right. So Drew McIntyre is not going to win this match. No. Kevin Owens. I don't Last night,
again,
2 nights
cool
ago.
Ass shit, but he's not winning.
He's going to jump off more high shit.
Oh, God, he just loves jumping off shit. It's good.
He does. I was looking at old photos of Money in the Bank for this to do the thumbnail for tonight, and there was Kevin Owens in 2018, and he was like diving off of shit onto Braun, and I'm like, oh God, he just comes into this match not to win but to kill himself.
Yeah, this is just this is where he just self-flagellates himself for a little, or yeah.
I thought we saved that for Riker.
Yeah, no, he's going full Riker.
Exactly.
Hopefully. I love how in SmackDown they're like, he's bilingual. Like, okay. He's a multi-time champ, but whatever.
So are all of your Latin stars. They're all bilingual.
Yeah, I know. It's such bullshit.
Can't tell me Rey Mysterio doesn't speak perfect Spanish.
Yeah, like dumbest thing. I was like, okay, I guess you had an empty slot and just chose to throw something in there.
Proud father of 2.
I was about to say, like, just throw in that he's a dad. That's about the equivalent level of interest. Like
Shinsuke I have it written here, Nakamura, because I took this from the Wrestling Inc. and nobody does any. No one wants to spell check here.
Yeah, it's
Nakamura. Do you think Rick Boogs shows up with a giant stack of guitar amps, plays so loud, like the opening scene in Back to the Future with Marty and the guitar? Yeah. And he just plugs it and he plays so loud that it blows someone off of the ladder and onto a stack of tables below.
Sounds excellent. Let's get Rick Boogs involved. Would love to see some of that. I would love to just see a lot of people get involved in this match who shouldn't be there tonight. Sounds fun.
Yes, it's now the Money in the Bank Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Any room for Nakamura?
Nope.
For King Nakamura?
Nope. He's the other one that I'm just. He's on par with Ricochet. He's not gonna win this unless. Oh my God! If he wins this, it's just gonna be a year-long bunch of comedy bullshit.
Just like Money in the Bank. Yeah, Boogs climbing the ladder on behalf of Nakamura. I'm absolutely a fan of that.
Yeah.
Finally, embrace the vision. Is it Seth Rollins?
Could be. There's an avenue for that.
He grabbed the briefcase on Friday.
If he wins it, I think he's going to do like he did at WrestleMania with the callback. He'll come down and cash in that night, I think. But
that's a good idea. Yeah. And again,
because I think there's so much because then you got Edge and Seth, right? Like you have Edge win, and then Seth comes down and takes it right back.
One of the problems with all of these predictions that we make is that it really does come down to the pacing of the card and the form. Because if they do any cash-ins on the night of, then, like, let's say the men's Money in the Bank is first, then there is a higher possibility that they cash in that night against one of the other championship matches. Yep. If it's the money in the bank for the women that opens up, then I am like 99.9% sure that someone is cashing in on Rhea that night.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that might be an elegant way to get it away from either of them.
Yeah. Again, both women suck in that Raw Women's title match.
Like just
as characters,
completely lift. You might even be able to move someone from SmackDown, right? Because they can cash in on whoever.
So who are the picks? We've run down the card for men's Money in the Bank. Who are the picks for the men? You say Big E?
I say Big E. Yeah.
I'm still gonna go with Bro in the Bank. I've been saying it for a long time. I don't like saying it, but I will again. Matt Riddle. The women's Money in the Bank caps us off. This is the last match on the card. Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Ash representing Raw. On the SmackDown side of things, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Tamina. I called it with Tamina, and the funniest thing I've ever done. Let's go through the card.
Yeah, it was I saw the retweet on that.
Oh, people blaming me for that shit. I love it. Asuka. Can Asuka win Money in the Bank 2 years in a row?
Could. It's a possibility. I don't really want to see it, but it's a possibility.
It's so hard with Asuka because they either keep beating her, which means she's going to win, or she just comes out of nowhere. and suddenly gets the victory.
Because it would be like a, whoa, I guess Asuka's back in the picture. Like,
Exactly. And they can do that with her every single time. They have done this with her.
yep,
It wouldn't be the first time. Is there room for Asuka here?
there is. Yeah, I think it's a possibility. I'm not. I wouldn't put it as my pick, but there's an absolute possibility that Asuka's given this again 2 years running, because that's also just a good story. Like, reigning and defending champ, Money in the Bank.
My joke for the longest time was Asuka should win the Raw Women's Championship that she should win Money in the Bank, and then cash it in, win the Raw Women's Championship, and then have Becky come back the next night.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
completely ignore the last year. And just play it off as Becky's like, oh, so you've been champ for the last year and a bit, have you? I want my title back. And
yeah, it's like, okay, I'm here.
I don't think you get it. Becky's like, no, you're
gotta watch
champion.
The product. Can't be like Buddy Murphy.
Exactly. Naomi, is there room for Naomi? I think so. There's always
given the fan
room for
hype, there absolutely is. Yeah, and I think that this could be another. Like, remember when I said I think the fans will get their big pops in a couple of places? Big E is my bet for one of them. Naomi, to a lesser extent, is a possibility for me, just because they kept her. She's been so over. She's been the subject of multiple trending tweet topics. I think there's a possibility they give it to her here as what they think would be a surprise, right?
It's very strange. Naomi hasn't been on top more. I mean, she was injured for a while, but
yeah, I think the injuries held her back a little bit. But.
I think so too, and it sucks because there was a time where she got injured right before WrestleMania, was it?
Yeah.
This was 33, then she won it back. It's ridiculous. I mean, the custom glow in the dark briefcase that Evan Wright is popping off on. I like that.
Yeah, 100%.
I would do that. That would get. They never sold the glow in the dark SmackDown women's title that she had. Yeah. That would have been money. You could have done that, but now they're like, they weren't really mass producing the title belts the way they are now back then. But man. Doing that again, if you could do a glow in the dark custom Money in the Bank briefcase, all about it.
Make that money.
Yeah. But of course, again, if the women's Money in the Bank is first and then Charlotte and Rhea are later in the night, Naomi would cash in that same night. So there you go. So there's room for Naomi. Is there room for Alexa Bliss, who vanished on Raw?
I think there is, because Fiend bullshit. I don't want to see this, but I mean, people just love Alexa Bliss to an uncomfortable level. So
yes,
I like Alexa Bliss. Y'all are fucking weird. You get creepy with it, you nerds. Leave her alone.
I think we were talking about it. I think we talked about the whole. Oh no, I talked about it on my Twitch about her going off about her luggage potentially getting lost.
Yeah,
shut up.
There's so many weird. I don't know. I feel for her. But she could win because character's strong. They love giving the title to people who don't need the title when they're doing characters who shouldn't have titles. So
yeah,
I don't think she should or needs a title, but they like the Fiend shtick, so they might do it.
Yeah, I see people. Oh, there you go. Do you love Bliss enough for a cameo?
I don't love anyone enough for a cameo. I would never pay for that. It's not my thing. No,
do you have
no shade on anyone who does it. Is that how much she charges? Absolutely not.
It's not what she charges. It's what WWE charges.
I gotta pay rent. I got bills to pay. I ain't got time for that shit.
We live in a big town and we don't make enough money, so you got to donate to us so we can actually get these cameos.
If you donate to me, I won't spend it on cameos. I'm sorry. I might.
What about a
spend it on
stuff? Cameo?
I might spend it on stuff to improve the show, but I'm not going to spend it on cameos.
It's a good point. I remind people all the time. I do have an Amazon wish list, and on that wish list includes a Reese's peanut butter cup that is a half a pound cup.
That's it. I would throw up immediately. I love Reese's peanut butter cups. That sounds horrendous.
A half-pound Reese's peanut butter cup. It's on there. Anyway, Alexa Bliss. We got way off track.
Yeah.
Can she use her little magic trick to get someone to climb and give her the
I
briefcase?
think you're going to see someone get down from the ladder because of her little magic trick.
Much better. I agree, because they're not going to replay the Reginald stuff. They're not going to call back to Carmella with what's his face? Who cares? Chinless Wonder, James Ellsworth. They're not going to call back to that. They're not going to do that.
I think you'll see her prevent someone from winning that route.
Yeah. Okay, so there's room for Alexa Bliss. A lot of people talking about that. Nikki Ash, brand new character.
There's room for her too. This awful character seems to be really over.
It's not for us.
The people in charge. Yeah.
For the
and
children.
the children, for the children. Yeah, I mean, she's on such a streak, right? Which, you know, could, in the way WWE builds things, could be against her, but I don't know. Because, you know, they play up the John Cena goody two-shoes hope and aspiration and work hard and all that bullshit. She could just be, yeah, again, she's a role model for the children, and then you can ham that up with this for a while.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's room for Nikki Ash. I think you can make a really cool briefcase out of that. The almost a superhero, almost a briefcase. It's just
it's like a leather bag instead.
Yeah, it's a backpack.
Yeah. It is a backpack. It's a children's backpack.
It's almost a briefcase.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah, there's room for Nikki Ash here. We know this. Liv Morgan. Yeah, there's room for her.
There's room. I think there's an outside chance for her. They kept her around. Maybe they have plans for her. They keep putting her on TV. So it could be because they want to give her a bump.
I think Liv Morgan is going to get taken out before this match starts.
That's also a very strong possibility. She could be replaced by someone else entirely.
And I think that person is Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville in the match?
Yeah.
You think
I think Sonya Deville.
Yeah. I think that works too. And then they have a feud. Sonya doesn't win, but
Yeah, and then Liv beats Sonya at SummerSlam, and we continue to build Liv until the fall. Whether or not she wins any championships, I don't know. But the point of all of this is that Liv does not win tonight, despite everyone really wanting that. Not everyone, but a lot of people really
a large number of people. Yeah, and I think that's actually a very elegant way to transition into a non-title women's feud that would be fire.
Yeah, they're trying to build it beyond just she's over. They got to make her real over beyond what they've done. And I think that's how you do it. Liv Morgan gets taken out by Sonya. We continue that storyline that they have some sort of beef that's imaginary from Sonya's side. Yep. And then she wins. There you go.
Yep.
And I see Evan saying that I think Liv Morgan getting taken out is a bad idea. Okay. I think it builds so much heat in the moment, which is what wrestling is all about. It evokes the emotion, but it is about how they play up on that afterwards. Yep. So I think if you build the heat now, you can get it to SummerSlam. This is definitely the longest episode.
We've never done a longer one than this.
Never.
We're nearly there. Let's finish it up.
Yeah, someone's gonna look at this and be like, 90 minutes. Forget that. Zelina Vega. Is there room for Zelina Vega? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Strong showing in the match, hopefully, because she needs it to be a strong showing. I think, but no win tonight. She's still penitent, as I said. Like,
it's senioritis. She's coming back from vacation. Yeah. And again, Zelina Vega comes in. She loses this match. She loses on Friday to the debuting Toni Storm at Rolling Loud Festival.
Yeah,
that's the match. The room for Natty?
Nope.
What do you mean? You got a problem with $2 Natty?
It's not happening. They're tag champions. Neither one of these women have a shot in hell at winning this match tonight, is my opinion.
I think Tamina has a shot. And I'm not, this isn't me doing the comedy bit. No.
They're doing the whole, I get it. Yeah, I see. I think I know where you're going. But
Tamina had a great reaction unexpectly at WrestleMania. People were cheering for her. Vince wants to hear from the fans sometimes, I think, and really the only time he listens is when it's like, we care, but we don't care that much. And so I think this is one of those times where he's like, oh goddamn, she was over. And maybe they haven't decided. They have different alternatives, and they pull an audible based on the fan pop for Tamina. Wait, do you think they're coming out together, or are they going to come out individual entrances? Separately.
Yeah. Okay.
Separately.
Remains to be seen. We'll see.
It'll be one after the other. They'll just because they have separate music. You wouldn't know it because they always come out to Natty's dollar store music. So here we go. We went through 8 of them. We still don't know who the hell's going to win the women's Money in the Bank.
No, like I said, I think there's a strong argument for at least half of the people there. So
who is it?
Who am I saying? Naomi. I think maybe they'll make the right decision. Yeah, maybe.
I almost went for Naomi.
Yeah.
I'm still so torn on this. I'm going to say it is. I who did I say? I said someone from Raw was going to win the men's. So someone from SmackDown should win the women's Money in the Bank.
I don't even know who's on what show anymore. Okay, yeah, I do. I look at it. Okay.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to say Tamina shocks the
They're just going to go roll into a feud with Dana and Mandy again. Like,
hold on, we got to long-term book this now. We got to do it. Sasha and Bianca ends with Bianca beating Sasha at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
What if Sasha wins and then Sasha, who is smaller, gets beat down so hard by Tamina, who dominates the women's division?
I think whoever wins this is just getting the title away from Rhea and Charlotte. I think that's a really...
Damn it.
And there's nothing there. There's absolutely... I don't want to watch Tamina versus Charlotte at all. Or Tamina versus Rhea. Like...
I think you're right. I'm not doing Tamina. I can't do it. I want to keep the gimmick going, but I can't.
It doesn't.
I can't because I want to win this thing. I'm down to Bliss and Nikki Ash.
Which is very, very strong possibilities. I don't know. That would be the more, yeah.
Yeah, Tamina Cash and screams for which, by the way,
it absolutely does. They need to lower
that's the thing, though. I'm waiting for the first women's cash in to fail.
True.
And that is
this would be the one.
This will be the one. This will be the one.
You could just give it, the one confidence point in our Discord.
Oh yeah, this is getting the one confidence point. Like literally, the way we've structured this card is the way that all of our confidence points are
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, let's round this out. I am gonna say Nikki Ash. Money in the Bank starts at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight.
Is there? There is a pre-show. There is a pre-show
show at 7 p.m. Eastern. I know JJ, who's asking, is in the UK, so I'll let you do the time zone stuff. So stick around with us. We're going to be on Fightful Gaming tonight. We're going to be doing the watch along. Tim, obviously, you're welcome. All of our friends will be there. Come and hang out with us. Until then, we just did this long ass pod, and we're so glad you hung out with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Tim, where can the people find you on the internet?
The people can find me at Tim Stone P. You people can find me at Tim Stone P. TIMBSTONEP on Twitter.
We're at Tim and Joel Pod. We're not hard to find, and neither am I. At Joel Pearl, JoelPearl. That includes twitch.tv/Joel Pearl. 1 a.m. is the UK start time for Money in the Bank. Get some sleep. All you people should follow us on the socials and come and hang out with us tonight for Money in the Bank. And Tuesday at 7 p.m. back on the channel for Tim and Joel Caught in the Ring. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, join the Discord. We'll see you very soon. Cheers.